Hi friends, welcome to Khan Academy. In this video, we are going to see about download sequence. Here in this video, I'm going to cover the three services. The first one is request download. The second one is transfer data. The third one is request transfer exit. So the first service is request download and the service ID is 0x34. So download in usually what we do is we download some data from the internet, but in here we the client are going to send data onto the ECU. So for requesting download in this service, what all parameters are required is the location as to where the data is to be downloaded in ECU and the size of the data as to what exactly would be the size of the data. And these two parameters is to be specified by the client or the tester. The second one is transfer data. So this service is used if we have to transfer a large amount of data. That is, if there are a large amount of data, there might be interruptions for downloading. So in such cases, we use transfer data. So the service ID is 0x36. So this service can be used for both upload or download, and yes, for both sending or receiving of data. The last one would be request transfer exit and the service ID is 0x37. And this service is also used upon like upload or download, and it indicates that if the transfer data is completed, that is the download part of it is completed, and if we get a negative response if this request is being raised while the transfer data service is still going on. So what are all the terminologies used in download sequence? The first one is data format identifier. So for each data stored in from the client onto the ECU, there would be a data format, and for each bit of data to get stored, this data format identifier is being used. So each bit of data is being encoded separately. That is, each nibble, as in like for each bit gets stored, that is called as nibble. The high nibble specifies the compression method, that is the 4 to 7. Like in a byte, it usually occupies 8 bits of data, right? So the high nibble means from 4 to 7. That specifies the compression method. The low nibble, that is 0 to 3, specifies the encrypting method. So the first values, if it is 00 hexadecimal, specifies that there is no compression method nor encrypting method, which means that there is no value that is being used. Values other than 00 hexa value are vehicle manufacturer specific. So the second terminology would be address and length format identifier. So as mentioned before, each nibble is encoded separately here. That is bit 7 to bit 4. That is the length of the memory size parameter. So in each byte of data from 0 to 7, it occupies 8 bits of data, right? So from bit 4 to bit 7, memory size would be mentioned. From bit 0 to bit 3, the length of the memory address would be mentioned. The third terminology is memory address. So address of the memory as to where you want to upload or download the data from. The number of bytes being used, the size is being defined in the lowest nibble, that is 0 to 3. The next one is memory size. Server will compare the memory size with the total amount of data transferred during the transfer data service. Like if we are if there is a data of 10 kb and we are trying to transfer a data of 9 kb, you would get a negative response. The number of bytes used for this size is defined by the highest nibble, that is bit 4 to bit 7. Length format identifier. This parameter is 1 byte value with each nibble encoded separately. That is, from bit 4 to bit 7, length of the maximum number of block length parameter. That is the length of maximum number of block. So in here we are we are mentioning the entire block, that is the data gets transferred block by block. So here the length of the maximum number of block length parameter, bit 0 to bit 3 depends on the vehicle manufacturer. The next one is maximum number of block length. As mentioned before, the data is getting transferred block by block. This parameter is used to request download positive response message to inform the client how many data bytes shall be included in each data request message. Like in usually while downloading, we can see that downloaded 79%, 80% while we are downloading from the internet. Similarly here, like how many data bytes shall be included in each transfer data request message. This length reflects the complete message length. The next one is block sequence counter. This parameter value starts from 01 hex, because in the previous one wherein I said that 00 hex means there is no encryption as well as no compression method. So this parameter value starts from 01 hexa value with first transfer data request, which follows the request download or request upload service. Its value is incremented by 1 for each subsequent transfer data request. For each subsequent request, its value would be incremented by 1. At the value of FF, that is 0 to FF, the block sequence counter stops and again starts from 00 hex value. That is, for the first round, the value begins from 01. For the second after FF, again, it stops and begins from 00 hexa value with the next transfer data request message. Transfer request parameter record. So this contains, this parameter record contains parameters which are required by the server, like whatever might be, like the length of data or the size of the data. The next one is transfer response parameter record. The previous one was for upload. Similarly, this is for transfer response parameter for download. It is the same, but previously we had used it for upload and this one we are using it for download. The parameters might be the length, size, anything. If you have liked this video, please press the like button. If you have any queries, please comment it. And for more updates, please subscribe the channel. Thank you.